Give it a couple seconds. Greetings, one and all. Welcome back to the RP Geeks. I'm the Sonic Geek. Here with me again is Red Nova.
Hello.
And it's time for more Final Fantasy XIV side quests. Well, job quests. Today, we're going to be looking at some of the Arcanist quests.
Oh.
My first grimoire. It is a hefty tome, is it not? I promise you, a grimoire's weight becomes a comforting anchor amidst the shifting seas of battle. A fact you will soon discover. In Lower Lenosha, you will find blah 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 blah. Go beat up some animals.
For animals can be fought at the end of an escape sequence if you're playing the wrong game.
Yeah. Alright, got my Emerald Carbuncle out. That's two. There's some enemies. Funny thing is, I think I'm at a point where just smacking him with my book is gonna be quicker than actually casting spells.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I cast book.
It is very effective.
Very effective. Alright. Really, these, I believe, are in Lower Lenosha. Yay for having mounts.
Yep.
I think I actually want to go a little bit to the south. Probably could have just gone back to Limsa and gone here that way. Oops. Yeah.
Don't be walk.
Yep. I'm still working on getting all the base classes to 30. All I have left are Gladiator and Conjurer.
What I either am playing or possibly plan on playing.
Did not catch that.
The other ones I'm worried about are either ones I'm already playing or already are planning on playing. Possibly playing.
Yep.
Like Paladin, for example.
Yep.
That's if I go with it.
If.
Yeah. I haven't taken Gunbreaker on the game. Level 64 on that.
Alright, back to the guild. Arcanist Guild. I see the creatures beyond the city walls pose you little threat. It is with great pleasure, then, that I formally recognize your initiation into the guild. From this day forth, you may proudly bear the title of Arcanist. Suggest you continue your forays into the wilderness and keep the pages of your grimoire turning. There's no finer teacher than the harsh mistress of experience. When you feel you can command carbuncle as easily as you might move your own limbs, return to me for further instruction. I will be waiting. Yay. Next. What's in the box? Ah, Harris, isn't it? Are you eating well? An empty stomach distracts the mind and leads to hurried judgment. I must often remind my Arcanists to take meals so ensconced do they become in their studies. Speaking of such, have you been practicing your tactics with Carbuncle? I believe it is time to assess the improvement of your skills. As with your previous trial, I would have you defeat foes in Lower Lenosha. 3 wild dodos and 3 tiny Mandragoras, to be precise. Watch carefully the behavior of your opponents, formulate an effective strategy, and utilize your arcane entity to its fullest potential. Expect you back in time for dinner. Oh boy, more bookwhacking.
Sure.
Let's see. Summerford would probably be closer.
Yep. None of the Mandragoras are around there.
Yep. Which is precisely why I'm going here. Just beating him over the head with a book.
Whack.
Book smack. Whack. Okay, now the dodos. To the swift perch.
Where Dodo is impersonating a prince of a skyward kingdom. Here we're playing the wrong game.
Oh, these are fat dodos. These are the wrong ones. I want Lower Lenosha. Okay, where am I? Upper, middle. All right, off to the dry docks, I guess. Here's a book. Use this to study and become smarter. 5 minutes later, comes back with blood all over the book. Okay, I'm done. Return's not even off cooldown yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I did leveling this morning, and that's when I finally get disabled Darkhold for leveling instead of something like Stasia or one of the lower level dungeons.
Yep.
Also, my ninja hunting logs are all finished.
Woo!
Would have had it with Gladiator, but a few of them I cannot get until we get to that point in the game where you have access to the Isles of Umbra.
Ah.
Which is not yet, so.
Yep. To the Arcanist Guild.
Yep.
Welcome back, Harris. It appears your coordination with Carbuncle is progressing at a satisfactory pace. Shall we test your growing acumen with a more practical examination? Our work at Milvan's Gate requires us to inspect and record the contents of incoming cargo. To simulate such a task, I have had several crates transported to the cliffs south of the Zephyr Gate. I want you to examine those crates, then return the inspected cargo here to me. You would be surprised at the depths to which some merchants will sink to deter our customs agent from performing thorough investigations. False bottoms, rotting foodstuffs, flesh-eating vilekin. Suggest you be prepared for any eventuality. To the Zephyr Gate. Practice crates. Sense a hostile presence.
Oh, words of an ex-NBA player. We're talking about practice.
Yeah. Like, all right. Hi. It's like, excuse me. I am not a threat. Pray ignore my presence for the present and allow me a moment to cogitate. She's like, hold on. The reaction to my sudden appearance was within expected parameters, but I must admit I did not expect so proficient a performance against the enemies set against you. Yet, effective though your tactics were, I spied much room for improvement. As I watched you battle, the wheels of my mind whirled into motion, as they are wont to do, inventing other possible strategies you might have employed. Let's see, taking into account your current level of ability, factoring in the etheric constant, multiplying by the number of opponents, then applying your tactics to other potential combat scenarios. Oh dear, my calculations indicate failure upon countering threat level 9,785. Well, we'll have to see what we can do about that. Though the opportune window to do so has passed, I would nevertheless introduce myself. I am Clea, a Milvan's Gate Assessor. Acting Guildmaster Thubergeim elected me to oversee your training and provide any necessary guidance and instruction in the field of Arcanima. From what I have observed thus far, you have an admirable grasp of the fundamentals. I do, however, wish to confirm one small detail. Regarding your choice of arcane geometries, the factor most influences your actions during battle. Start out with an enemy. Potential for amusement. That's more... I think that's more a tank thing. At least from what I've seen. Cough, nest, cough. I simply do what feels right. Aha! Just as I predicted. Now I have the final element needed to perform another calculation. The probability of you becoming an Arcanist of note is 90%, give or take 0.5%. Yes, the certainty is quite high. After all, I only know of one other practitioner who responded to my question in the same manner. It was the man who bestowed upon me this grimoire, the Guildmaster himself. While our inscrutable leader is, as I'm sure you've heard, on an indefinite leave of absence, he did leave us with his most notorious saying to date. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one's situation into the desired reality. No matter how gifted you and I might be, however, the instantaneous manipulation of reality that might cause us to suddenly become mighty Arcanists is beyond our present abilities. Discipline and experience is the finest strategy in this case. I suggest you continue to focus on refining your aptitude with Carbuncle. Mastery with an arcane entity will greatly improve your success as a wielder of Arcanima. Here ends your lesson for today. Pray return directly to the guild. I believe Mistress Thubergrim is awaiting some inspected cargo. And what of myself? I'm off to the fields, of course. The tactics I reasoned out earlier must be attempted in real-life scenarios. Theory is all well and good, but there's no substitute for actual combat. We will meet again soon.
And off she goes.
Bye.
How does he comes up with that 90%? Where did he got that from?
Good question. I love to look at my character's face as she's just going away. She's just like, what the fuck was that? Ooh, I can't wait to get my hands on Samurai.
Yeah, I bet.
Frickin' love Samurai. It's pretty much the job I mained all throughout Stormblood. Even once it went from overpowered to underpowered.
I say, what did you say went to underpowered?
I think it took a couple patches for that to happen.
Ah, okay.
It's like, I'll talk about this a little more once we actually get to Stormblood, but at launch, Samurai was overpowered as fuck. And I loved it. Harris, have you returned with the cargo? Yes, I have returned with the cargo. Here you go. Yes, everything seems to be in order. Relatively clear of blood and other gore. That can be something of a problem in our profession, you understand. I also had word from Clea regarding your performance. She seemed eager to continue your training. Not last, I'll admit, but the guild can boast no finer mind for tactics. You would do well to heed the instructions she offers, particularly that which touches on the diligent approach to our art. Did you perhaps notice the battered tome Clea carries? That initiate's grimoire has served her from the day she entered the guild. She has her reasons, but it's admittedly strange to see it kept all the way to her present position as Foreseer. I fear such an intense focus on Arcanima has led her to overlook other important aspects of life. As our master strategist guides your Arcanist training, I hope that you might return the favor and help broaden her own perspective somewhat. But enough of such matters for the moment. You have done well this day, Harris. Continue your practice with Carbuncle as Clea has bid. I will be here when the time comes for your next lesson. Yay. Bing, 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 bing. Next. Tactical planning. Yes, Harris, the time for your next lesson is upon us. You are keeping well, I trust. Taking the occasional brisk walk. One cannot form sound thoughts if one fails to maintain a sound body. Now, assuming you have been following Clea's instructions, you should be ready to face the more dangerous threats found in western Lenosha. I speak of roselings and wild jackals. And yes, I would have you vanquish 3 of each. It is the perfect sample size. First acts as a preliminary test case, second to test your hypotheses, third to perfect the tactics you devised. Speaking of which, I trust your strategy will consist of more than simply flinging ruin over and over again. You are not the novice you once were, and your skills in the field ought to reflect that. If you find yourself wanting other approaches, consider the efficacious combination of ruin and bio. When timed appropriately, you can deal a crippling blow to your opponent.
Yep.
Okay. Wild jackals. Where do I find wild jackals? Right. Okay.
There might be some being in Lower Lenosha.
What's up?
I say, I remember Wild Jackals, I think also being in Lower Lenosha, I think.
It's possible.
Morty. Guess it's some monstrous meat, Morty.
Yeah. Unless it's following me. Yep, it is following me. There we go. Oh, look, there's a wild jackal. Some random person AFK out here.
Yeah.
There we go. Back to the guild. I'm back. Welcome back, Harris. How did it feel to conquer such ferocious foes? Let us ride that wave of triumph onto an even more demanding and dangerous challenge. Your next training exercise will have you accompanying Forseer Clea on one of her inspections. This experience will afford you the opportunity to witness firsthand the practical application of Arcanima. Pray do not tarry, Harris. Clea awaits you on the floor below with further details. Carbuncle Fight Club. Timely appearance, as I expected. Shall we proceed directly to the job at hand? I've been tasked with examining the wares of a goblin peddler caravan run by the Boylestocks family. Our agents suspect these beastmen merchants of dealing in forbidden goods. As such, I have calculated that announcing an inspection has a 60% chance of inviting physical violence. I've prepared a strategy to respond to this possible shift into hostilities. There's an important precondition you should be made aware of before we discuss the finer points of my plan. Though I am considered gifted in the formation of tactics, I lack the reflexes and coordination necessary to employ many of those self-same strategies on the field of battle. Pray keep this factor in mind and adjust your perceptions accordingly. Now, should the goblins offer battle, you are to execute Combat Pattern 1345, otherwise known as Stratagem Focus Fire. You and your Emerald Carbuncle will concentrate your attacks on a single foe, and one by one, the enemy will wither under the combined onslaught. Probability of victory, 95%. Reports place the peddlers in the vicinity of the cookpot in Middle Lenosha. I will depart immediately to assess the situation. Seek me out once you arrive. To Summerford. Ah. Nice. And oh look, solo instance.
Yep.
Hi. I am Forseer Clea of Melvan's Gate. You are to cease all transactions and surrender your goods for inspection. Nasty sneaky peeker, scabby spit uplander, nosy eyes on stabby iron. A predictably aggressive response. Very well, Harris. Remember what we discussed. Oh, look, she has a topaz. Evasive maneuvers. Combat style gives me an idea. Let's formulate a new tactic. The battlefield is yours. And she just pieces out. That it? That's it?
Yep, you complete.
Nicely done. Adaptation, improvisation. I might have been observing our beloved guildmaster himself in action. This was the perfect example of how the strategy for a given task should be tailored to the abilities of the assessor. In other words, before you begin formulating your tactics, it is necessary to fully understand your own strengths and weaknesses. On that note, there is another question I would ask you. When it comes to improving the probable success of a strategy, do you consider it more effective to concentrate on playing to your strengths or shoring up your weaknesses? I usually go for covering the weaknesses. Oh, again, you respond as the guildmaster once did. I must revise the probability for your potential to attain greatness to 97%. You were one to keep an eye on, that much is certain. But to return to the subject of battle plans, your calculations must include an accurate assessment of your available techniques and their relative effectiveness. This requires you to be critically aware of your own limits, the limits of your allies, and the characteristics of your enemies. I believe that covers everything for today. Please return to the guild and make your report to Mistress Thubergeim until we meet again. I shall abide here until the Yellowjackets arrive to take the peddlers into custody. My strategies will keep me company. I'm sure they will. And the entrance is right there. Oh no, that's the bridge. Where are we? That's close enough. Oofta. To the Arcanist Guild. Bing, 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 bing. I'm back. Back from the field, Harris. Clea contacted me with a summary of events. Seems you were treated to a lecture on knowing thyself. That particular lesson is ordinarily taught only to intermediate practitioners. Without a sufficient store of combat experience from which to draw, it is difficult to fully appreciate the profundity of such a seemingly simple truth. Nevertheless, I feel confident that you will soon be ready for a more ambitious assignment. Keep to your studies and maintain the razor edge of your mind. Alright. And last one for the video, Topaz Teachings. You seem tired, Harris. Are you sleeping properly? One's reasoning can suffer without sufficient rest and recuperation. Should you deem yourself fit for duty, pray make your way down to the practice floor, for Seer Clea has requested you accompany her on another official inspection. There is, however, a requirement for your participation. The Seer will explain the situation. Alright. You okay over there? You doing all right over there, Red?
Yep.
Okay. For a second, I thought I heard you snoring. Okay. I was beginning to think I'd miscalculated, Harris. Thank you for coming. I will soon be boarding a trading vessel suspected of smuggling. All merchant ships that make use of Limsa ports are subject to inspection by Milvan's Gate assessors. It is a routine I perform daily. In the case of smugglers, however, there's a 75% probability of encountering resistance. Thus, I would appreciate your company during this assignment. It is now that we must discuss the requirement of which you were informed. Though I have full confidence in your martial expertise, it is imperative that you first acquire the ability to summon Topaz Carbuncle. Such knowledge will be released to you contingent on your acceptance of this duty. You accept this duty, yes. Very good. The arcane entity given form by the Topaz geometry excels in defensive techniques. With such an ally at your command, the potential for injury in even the most brutal of battles can be significantly reduced. Indeed, we cannot conduct these dangerous spot inspections without its support. Please return to Mistress Thubergeim and inform her of your participation. We'll join you once I have completed some final adjustments to my tactical formulae. Back up the stairs. You have agreed to accompany the Foreseer, and I shall gladly instruct you in the use of Topaz Carbuncle. Think of this entity as a shield, and be sure to interpose it between you and your enemies should the inspection turn sour. Yay. Summon 2.
And level 15 skill word.
Yep. Oh, now this is the real one. Okay. This one, then we finish the video. Mercenaries Geisfrin and Ersthata are here to assist with the inspection. Both are old hands when it comes to escorting Clea during her more dangerous duties. Well met, Harris. My spells are at your disposal. This won't be the first time we're expecting trouble, but as long as we follow the Foreseer's tactics and keep a clear head, we'll come through just fine. The Morning Star is preparing to dock in Aleport. We will meet our first challenge, however, before we even board the vessel. It's almost a certainty that the merchant ship has hired a thug or two to accost us at the pier. Calculate the probability at 98%. The crew wish to avoid attacking us on deck, you see, as that would all but trumpet their criminal intentions to the world at large. Now, once we do manage to clear the rails, we will face a deck crowded with armed sailors. For a small party such as ours, the most effective strategy will be to incapacitate individual foes as swiftly as possible. Each opponent we down is one less weapon raised against us. It's imperative that we do not allow ourselves to become tangled in multiple drawn-out skirmishes, lest we be overwhelmed. I call this stratagem Hammerfall. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one situation into the desired reality. Keep those words in mind, Harris. It's time we departed. Let us regroup before the main gates of Aleport. To Aleport.
Yay.
Yeah. Hello. I am here. Let us be about our task, Harris. Pray inform the steersman at the pier that we are ready to conduct our inspection. Should violence be offered, you are to execute stratagem Hammerfall. Do not forget, your tactics are both your shield and your weapon. You're with the folks from Mielvan's Gate? Hells, I knew there'd be trouble. Well. It's like, what, didn't you think the cargo would be inspected, dumbasses?
Yeah.
Well then, I'm certainly glad to see you can handle yourself. You'll find the landing boat just down here at the end of this ramp. I'll have no part of what comes next, though. Oh boy, another solo instance.
Yay.
Hold on a second. There we go. Deftly handled, Harris. Once again, I am reminded of our guildmaster. Thanks to your efficient response, we will be able to commence this inspection earlier than I had calculated. We shall board the merchant vessel out in the bay. Arstata, if you would take the rudder, the Morning Star awaits. Cutscene. It's gone oddly quiet. Oh, there we go. For a second, I thought my computer's sound stuff was acting up again.
Yeah.
Since their welcoming party at the pier failed to deter us, I expect, with a probability of 85% that our arrival will incite further belligerence. Our objective, however, is not to trade blows, but to gain access to the hold. May behoove us to employ stratagem Hardhead. The aim of our opponents is to buy time so that suspect goods may be tossed into the ocean. We do not intend to give them that time. We will bull our way toward the cargo hold as quickly as we can. It is a tactic fraught with risk, but one that your presence makes possible. Shall we begin? Of course. Onward! Like, hi. I am Foreseer Clea, I am Foreseer Clea. By the authority of Milvan's Gate, I request that you surrender your goods for assessment. Well now, your timing couldn't be worse, lass. The old door's all rusted up, you see. Bloody thing won't open. You'll have to come back another day after we've fixed the hinges. I will see that cargo now. Any vessel entering a port of Limsa Laminsa is bound by law to submit to a routine inspection. The law, is it? Lads, I reckon it's time our guests had themselves a little accident. Pitch them over the side. Like, alright, you asked for it.
Yeah.
So I got Topaz out. Meant Stratagem Hardhead. Damn, Fester is crazy at low levels. Well, they had Bane, though. Actually wants to work properly. Morning Star Grommet. Bye-bye. Woo! A masterful display, Harris. We can finally gain access to their cargo. Oof. What have we here, then? It's one of the bitch admiral's lapdogs scampering about me ship. You're just like your mistress, always sticking your nose where it ain't invited. No, it can't be. Ha, recognized me pretty face, did you? But you were caught, exiled. Foreseer, are you hurt? Can you stand? Stay back. You stay away from me. Foreseer, please calm down. What are your orders? I've had enough of your wimping, and I've certainly had enough of these bloody books. Clear you ain't learning anything from them. I reckon it's time we got a different kind of lesson. And she passes out. Harris, quickly, back to the boat. We'll carry the force here. Just on back to your mistress, you worthless curs. Oh, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
We'll take care of Clea. You'd best return to the Arcanist Guild and report to Mistress Thubergeim. Back to the guild. Alright, Arcanist Guild. Let's see. Glittering topaz. Huh. It is good to see you well, Harris. Guy's friends sent word ahead of your travails. An unfortunate turn of events, but considering the infamous... Hold on. There we go. Considering the infamous black hearts you faced, you might have fared much worse. Have you heard of the pirate Dos Maga? He was exiled from Limsa Laminsa some years ago, but it appears he has chosen to defy the Admiral's orders. And once more, he dares lay a hand on Foreseer Clea. Poor lass must have been terrified. If I had known Dos Maga was aboard that ship, I never would have assigned her to that duty. The assessor may require some time to recover. For Clea, that man is a nightmare made flesh. Though her physical wounds will soon mend, there's little we can do to salve the hurt of her mind. If we're concerned, angry mayhap, harness that energy and channel it into your training. I predict we shall be needing your skills again before long. Pincer maneuver. Greetings, Harris. In case such doubts fill your mind, you should know that I am ever willing to lend an ear if you find your thoughts trouble. At the very least, I would have you know this, because it seems that Clea does not. Foreseer has been missing since this morning. There have been other times where she has disappeared without a word, but we have always been able to find her. Alas, that is not the case this day. For the guildmaster here, he could deduce her whereabouts with nary a moment's concentration. I find myself beginning to wonder if those who devote themselves overmuch to Arcanima are more prone to bouts of wanderlust. While I might wish to ponder further such oddities of character, we must needs organize a search party. Would you be so kind as to make inquiries at Hawker's Alley? It's not uncommon for Clea's wanderings to take a path through the markets. To the markets! You know what, while I'm there, it might be a good idea to empty out my armory chest. You seek a Mikote agent of Mielvan's Gate. Well, yes, I have seen her. Spoke with her, in fact. Was, however, apprehended by the Yellow Jacket. Uh-oh. The assessor was drilling me for details about a Kukiran smuggling ring based in Aelport. Then the soldiers arrived and took her away. If you wish to know her fate, then I suggest you speak with Gennade of the Coral Tower. To the Marauders Guild.
Looks like we get Scholar first.
Yeah, probably. Foreseer Clea? Yes, we brought her in for questioning regarding the appearance of the pirate Dos Maga. Member of the Arcanist Guild, are you? I see no reason to conceal the nature of our discourse. Perhaps you are already aware of this, but the Foreseer was once held captive by that rabid sea dog. Few pirates sink to such depths of depravity as Dos Maga. It's been 6 years now since he was exiled from Limsa Laminsa for engaging in the worst kind of black market trading. Now the villain has returned. He is, however, both cunning and cautious, and continues to evade our troops. Thus, we hope to borrow the knowledge of Foreseer Clea, whose experiences have given her an intimate familiarity with the way the scoundrel operates. At least that was our intent. After weathering a barrage of questions from the assessor, we found ourselves, instead, providing the details of our search. Should you wish to speak with Foreseer Clea, I imagine she has already returned safely to your guild. Well, that was a wild goose chase.
Yeah, I just love those.
Alright. By the way, I'd like to point out the minion on my shoulder.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
What?
Okay,
What?
oh,
She's cute!
I mean, you're not wrong.
Back already? We're led to believe she had returned here. I'm afraid not. Did the Yellow Jackets told you something of her history with Dos Maga, did they? Perhaps it would be best if I told you the entire tale. Dos Maga's banishment was the result of a surprise inspection that revealed his involvement in an underground slave trade. The assessor that stepped aboard the pirate's merchant ship spoke of finding dozens of unwashed unfortunates crammed into that squalid hold. Among these prisoners was a young Mikote destined for some black market auction. Though Clea was initially too terrified to even speak, the guildmaster brought her out of her fearful days with the gift of an initiate's grimoire. Yes, the self-same tome that she has carried her entire career. Of course, did you not mention that Clea's grimoire was thrown into the sea? There are rumors that a Kikian merchant of ill repute has retrieved the black market goods the crew of the Morning Star heaved into the ocean. Even now, he gloats over his salt-encrusted catch in Aleport. It is entirely possible that the Foreseer's most prized possession was caught up in the Kikian salvage deal. But no doubt now that Clea has reached the same conclusion. To Aleport with you, Harris. That is where you will find our wayward assessor. To Aleports! Need to go up here. No. Just pointing down. Map is your friend, but it can still be a little tough to navigate sometimes.
Yep.
Yes, Combat Pattern 256 should serve to cover all expected contingencies. You never know when you'll have to nullify a thaumaturge or two. My retrieval strategy is complete. Harris, it is good of you to come. I was unable to calculate for certain if you would piece together my movements in time. Very little is certain when so many variables are involved. There is good news. This prisoner here was kind enough to confirm that the trader who salvaged the Morning Star's jettisoned cargo did indeed retrieve a tome matching the description of my lost grimoire. Minson law and the policies of Mielvan's Gate would support the confiscation of goods connected to an official inspection, but alas, my personal belongings do not fall under that definition. Thus, I intend to launch an unofficial offensive against this black market here and his cronies. The peddler has already departed for Candlekeep Key. It is time I gathered to me such allies as I possess. I count you as one of them, Harris. Despite the nature of this endeavor, Mrs. Thubergeim has offered me her cooperation. If you would, pray join her at Oshan's Embrace. That is where we shall ambush the disreputable Kikir. Big words. My brain can't keep up sometimes, I swear to God. Okay. Okay. Right outside Morby. My brain goes faster than my mouth sometimes, I swear. Hello, I'm here. Greetings, Harris. Your arrival completes our small company. You are equipped for battle, I trust. Need not await Clea's arrival. The key Kieran appear on the bridge, we spring our ambush. Strategy for trapping our target relies on the two allies we have concealed on the other side of the ravine. This pincer maneuver was, naturally, the Foreseer's idea. As for the target himself, the key Kieran is known as a careful and cautious fellow. He travels with a small retinue so as to avoid attracting attention. Do not be fooled. More bodyguards follow at a distance, and will likely join the fray after hostilities ensue. Do not, however, expect any assistance from the Yellow Jackets. They cannot be seen aiding us in what amounts to a personal matter. They are willing to turn a blind eye for Clea's sake. In any case, the Foreseer's tactics account for our limited numbers and individual strength. Victory is all but assured. Now let us take up our positions and wait for the key Kieran to arrive. Oh, wow. Good thing I did that. Let's go. Yes, this isn't gonna attract attention. But I would give to have Bane right now. Professor seems to be working quite nicely. Got 10 seconds on the cooldown. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. And faster. Come on. There we go. He's just down to this boy. Not quite. More pressing matters at hand. Got it. Duty complete. Well executed, everyone. Were you able to retrieve my grimoire? Harris, pray hand over the tome. Here you go. Ruined. My wonderful grimoire is ruined. I mean, it was tossed into the ocean. Probability of repairing this degree of damage is 0%. And the most brilliant strategy cannot undo such ravages of seawater. Never felt so defeated. I believe it is time I returned home. Leave her be. But how can I? He's right, Esthata. Must allow Clea time to process the loss. You have other matters to which you must attend. Come, Harris, it is time we return to the guild as well. Well, that sucks. Wrong place. Not quite the victory we imagined, was it? The moment Clea beheld her soaked and tattered grimoire, he could see the light of hope die in her eyes. There is, however, something we can do. We'll call on your aid soon, but in the meantime, you would be well served to deepen your knowledge of Arcanima. Grimoire Fandango. Have you come to ask about Clea's condition? Foreseer is unchanged. She walks about as if all the joy in life has been leached from her soul. I believe the only one who can help her now is the same person who broke Clea out of her shell the first time, our absent guildmaster. And though I am leery of the coincidence, the man himself has at long last been spotted. Should you seek out his less known location, it is unlikely he will still be there. Even should you catch him, he may not deign to speak with you. Nevertheless, this may be our only chance. Pray travel to Memorune's trading post in Upper Lenosha. Speak with anyone who might have seen the guildmaster. Oh, and one more thing. Though he prefers not to use it for some inexplicable reason, our leader's name is Crid Tia. Ooh. Ooh, bunch of materia. Heck yeah. Hello. Hi there. Morning, sir. I was the one who sent word to your guild about spotting your leader. A right rare sight to see Crid Tia roaming about. He asked me the way to Thalos. Could be he was seeking to speak with the scholar who lives out there. Over and around. Hello. Hello there. Well, yes, I did receive a visit from a gentleman identifying himself as the Arcanist Guildmaster. An odd fellow, but obviously possessed of a well-rounded education. As it so happens, he bid me pass on a message to anyone who came searching for him. Reunited, the 3 slips of parchment hold the problem to the solution. The Guildmaster mentioned that the slips of parchment are concealed among the bones of Thalos. I suppose you are expected to search for them. Dude's 4 parallel universes ahead of us.
You're quite the guild master there.
Yep. Oh, here's one. Boop. Come on. Here we go. Last one. Here it is. Have you tracked down those 3 slips of parchment? Yep, right here. Interesting. They actually exist. To be perfectly honest, I thought you had been sent on a wild dodo chase. Let's have a look at these, shall we? Oh well, penned in ancient Alag, no less. Fortunately for you, I have a passing familiarity with the script. Seek the box at Fool Falls. Dance a jig for your wooden audience. Claim the secret from the opened heart. Most cryptic set of instructions, I must say. You intend to follow them. Guildmaster of yours certainly enjoys his game. Yep. Oh, that didn't go as planned. Wait. Come on. Now to dance the dance of joy. Box rattles and thumps about, as if something within seeks to be freed. It appears the lid has been loosened somewhat. Alright. Find a slip of parchment inside the box. There are answers you would seek, then to the trading post now go. For the owner, be not me. Your 2 feet provide a show. Oh boy, more dancing. Now to once again dance the dance of joy. Ah, now that was most entertaining. You must have something to amuse me during these little jaunts back to civilization, you understand? Based on my evaluation of your abilities, however, I calculated that you would arrive at this point somewhat earlier. You balked at the dancing, didn't you? Never expected you to be so shy. Another variable to add to your list of characteristics. Extensive mental notes of all the guild's members, you see. As an Arcanist, it was a simple matter to engineer events so that I might meet you face to face. After all, strategy is a tool used to manipulate one's situation into the desired reality. And I do so enjoy seeing others dance in the palm of my hand, as it were. Here, you may have this. Think of it as payment for your performance. Though you might consider passing the tome on to Clea, that is the reason you sought me out, was it not? Before you give Clea the grimoire, however, I must insist that you dance for her. I will know if you don't. All this banal interaction has simply exhausted me. It is time I return to my studies. You, on the other hand, should travel forthwith to the anchor yacht in Limsa. Be well, Harris. We shall meet again. I'm 100% certain of it. Bye. Back to Limsa. This is the anchor. Let's be around Culinarian's Guild. Way other side. After. Oof. Why, hello there. I was told to dance for you, so dance I shall. Are you always one for dancing? I don't recall any such you've met with our guildmaster, haven't you? Yes. Would explain your odd behavior. Does so enjoy seeing people perform unexpected acts of frivolity. What could have spurred our reticent guildmaster to speak with you in person? This. Gave you this grimoire to give to me. Uncanny. It is identical to the tome I received the first time I ever met our leader. You have my thanks, Harris. Guildmaster is fond of games and mischief, and I understand the troublesome trials he likely put you through, before deeming you worthy of his attention. With this gift, however, his message to me is abundantly clear. I aim to shape the reality into the one I desire. That means defeating Dos Maga. God, my mind is alive again with strategies. Must have time to think. Pray inform Mrs. Thubergeim of my return to duty. I want to take a second, just look at this. Get a load of this view.
Yeah.
That is something. Alright. Back to the guild. For the dancer quest.
Yep.
Not do yet, unfortunately. To the Arcanist Guild. I'm back. Leah has recovered from her despondency. This is wonderful news, and we have you to thank for it. It is unfortunate, however, that both Clea and our guildmaster are possessed of such impenetrable personalities. But at least in the case of the Force here, we have an inkling as to the nature of the cage that imprisons her. I continue to hope that her partnership with you shall gradually pry those bars apart. Turn to your training, Harris, and prepare yourself for the demanding tactics Clea is sure to formulate in the days ahead. Alright. Level 30, Sinking Dos Maga. Oh, that's where we get Bane. This is the one I think Tri was having issues with.
Yeah, he was.
Been expecting you, Harris. As ever, Clea's predictions prove accurate almost down to the moment. Her mind is especially sharp with such a dangerous confrontation in the offing. Yellow Jackets have contacted us with word of Dos Maga. It appears his merchant vessel is presently anchored off the coast of Bloodshore. Once the pirate's business there is concluded, rumor has it that he intends to embark on an extended voyage to the east. It will be some time before he returns once more to Limsa Liminsa. If we pass up this opportunity, Cleo will lose her chance to settle the score with Dos Maga. We risk the Force here stumbling once more into blackest melancholy. Simply getting close enough to Dos Maga will prove difficult. Cleo has, however, already formulated a solution, and has set her grand strategy into motion. Her first task in this undertaking is to travel to Costa del Sol and deliver this set of directions to a fisherman by the name of Rilzer. More instructions will be forthcoming. To Costa! That's a lot of carbuncle. Aye. What is it you want, lad? As you can see, I have me hands full with me fishing. Ah, thanks for that. Been told to expect you. Here to take one of me earrings and deliver it to the cook. Opalona. I swear, every time I see a new name, my brain just freezes for a second, trying to piece together how that would be pronounced. Hi. Yes, and how might I help you? Master Gegaruju is expecting his midday meal any moment now. I have herring. Fresh herring? The master does enjoy a bite of broiled fish of an afternoon. Might even earn me a few extra coins for this week's wages. Well, you have earned yourself one of my homemade eel pies. I should tell you, though, your Arcanist colleague was quite insistent that you take the pie to Master Gegaruju rather than scoff it down yourself. And it's a key item. Alright. By the way, remember this guy. We're going to be coming back here.
Yeah.
And what brings you to my, and I use the term facetiously, humble abode, dear sir? Such a heavenly aroma. Are you perchance carrying an eel pie about your person? How commendable that you should research the delicacies that tickle my fancy before daring to intrude upon my most ponderous of ponderings. Speaking of ponderous, well, I was speaking of it at least, I have a hefty purse of guilt to persuade you to relinquish your claim on that pastry. Okay. One moment, if you will. I've been instructed by a Milvan's Gate assessor to hand over this message to whoever delivers an eel pie to Master Gegaruju. Take the purse you received from Master Gegaruju and hand it to the dancer Edelgith. She prepares to return home. This is one convoluted plan just to make preparations.
Yeah.
Hi. Yes? If you're looking for a dancer, then I would first see your coin. I have 3 children to feed and no time to waste on idle chat. Oh my, that is quite a purse. Precious darlings will eat like kings this week. Such a simple job as well. Told to expect you, you see. In return for the coin, I am to give you these. The leather satchel is from your Mikote friend, and the perio is from me. Last item you are to deliver to Drogo, warehouse foreman. I have something for you. You got time for the likes of you. If I don't get me work squared away soon, the master will have me out on a pike. You got some out for me, you say? Hey now, ain't this Edelgith's perio? That Mikote last said someone would be bringing me a gift, but I couldn't refuse. Stick me with a pitchfork if she weren't telling the God's own truth. Here, you're supposed to have this bottle of wine. Take it to the Flying Shark and pour a cup for the sailors to let her drink it later. That's what she told me to tell you, any road. Watch me back if I was you, though, son. The sailors are the meanest bunch of cutthroats I ever did see. Jiminy Christmas. Ugh. You want me to taste your wine, eh? Well, no, I ain't one to pass up free grog. Here you go. Malin's teats, now that's a bloody fine drop. We ship this stuff to the east, we'll be selling bottles by the crate. You're coming with us back to the Morningstar. The captain will want to have a word with you. Here we go. There's a good lad. And as for ye, Miss Dancer, stick close to old First scrat. It's damn cold in them long sea voyages. Guess who?
Mm.
Shh, we'll talk later. All right. Fun fact, the swimming mechanic wasn't added until Stormblood.
I know the deep diving thing wasn't, but
Yeah.
talking about just the regular swimming.
Yeah, just swimming in general wasn't added until Stormblood.
Wow.
I know, right? In fact, when they did that, they made I think they made like a whole island just for people to swim out there. It's a neat little addition.
Yep.
Anyway, see if I can manage this first try.
Yeah, try to struggle with this. I looked at his geared accessories. It was like level 15 and lower. It's like, okay, you need to upgrade that, dude.
Find grog and a fine woman. Captain will be pleased with this haul. He's looking at her like, you sure about this? Pray do not stare so. It's the most expedient method of gaining access to the ship. Take that satchel from me now. Have it back after I take the items I need. Alright, here you go. Hey, what mischief are you two about? I was merely borrowing some clothes. Wouldn't wish me to catch a chill from this brisk ocean air, would you? You'll be dancing yourself warm once we get you on the ship, lass. It's the old bastard himself. Better slip off that ratty robe before you meet the captain. Of course, of course. Shit! Surprise, motherfuckers. I'll be happy to show him the performance that awaits. Bitch Admiral's lapdog. I'm back for that lesson, have you? It is I who shall be teaching this day. The lecture will focus on the manipulation of reality through applied strategy. Enough of this damn yapping. By the time I'm done with you, you'll remember who your real master is. Gotta kill all the lot of you. Alright. Phase 1 complete.
Yep.
The rabid little cur. Our numbers matter not. It is strategy that will win this battle. Prepare yourself, Dosmaga. Your defeat will I cast off the shackles you closed on my soul. You think so, eh? Think your fancy magics are a match for my blade? Got another thing coming. Got him. Duty complete.
Yeah. On a first try, too.
Woo! Dosmaga now faces defeat. You will flee to the starboard rail. Obvious. Next comes his attempt to escape into the sea. Think you're pulling me strings, do you? Think I'll dance to your tune? Well, I ain't falling for your bloody tricks. Just at this moment, he notices the yellow jackets I had you summon in my explicit instructions to Rilzern. We're just like, wait, really? Well,
that'd be him in a classic epic fail moment.
you were a fool to return, Dosmaga. I hear you're fond of shackles, so we brought a set especially for you. Ah, gosh damn it. Thus concludes today's lecture. Thank you, Harris. The strategy would not have succeeded without your flawless execution. It suggests that my tactics yet require more work, and must allow for some small deviation in performance. I believe, however, that I now understand where my calculations went awry. It is not enough to wish to shape reality. I must also have a complete understanding of the reality one wishes to obtain. It is time I sought out our guildmaster. Ian jumps off the edge into a boat. Pray convey to Mr. Thubergeim my fondest wishes and my appreciation for all that she has done for me. True test of my strategies now begins. Bye. Now she goes into the sunrise. The thing is, I don't recall ever hearing from either her or the guildmaster ever again.
Oh.
I'm back. Welcome back, Harris. There's much I would ask you. But first, may I have the satchel you retrieved during your assignment? Here you go. The original owner needs her costume back, you see. I'll make sure everything is returned safe and sound. Now let us speak of Clea. I'm glad to know she has finally freed herself to pursue her heart's desire. You are to thank for awakening the Foreseer to her self-imposed fetter. The brilliance of Clea's strategy served to blind her to her own feelings. It pained me to see her suffer so. Her example may even encourage Clea to improve her combat abilities, although such will surely come in time. After all, she intends to study under the Guildmaster's direct instruction. Imagine those two obsessive Arcanists and the complexity of the tactics they will develop. It may very well be that your actions in bringing them together will prove the catalyst that sparks a new era of invention the art of Arcanum. You too should look to the improvement of your discipline if you are to keep pace with all that is certain to follow. To that end, I offer you a new technique, one that allows you to affect a wide swath of the battlefield and drain the life force of your foes. Bane.
Graduate from Arcanist and level up.
Yep. All right. Greetings, one and all. Welcome back to the RP Geeks. I'm the Sonic Geek. Here with me again is Red Nova.
Hello.
And it is time for more Final Fantasy XIV, where today I'm going to be taking on the first few Summoner job quests. Posterity is aflame. Acting Guildmaster Thubergeim has news of a task which might interest you. Greeting, Harris. It is well you have come, for we have an intriguing matter to discuss. A request has come to our guild from the Sons of St. Koinak, an organization of some of the finest minds in Eorzea. They have asked for you by name. It appears that the research the Sons are currently conducting would benefit from the assistance of an Arcanist, specifically one who has had the tempering experience of defeating the primal Ifrit. Though I must admit to some curiosity as to how these scholars knew the extent of your heroic exploits, I suppose the source of their knowledge is of little relevance. You would answer this request, and you will find your contact, a researcher by the name of Emitra, at Apkalu Fall, in the nation of Gridania. To Gridania! If I recall correctly, you actually do need to defeat Titan and Garuda before you can actually progress much further in the quest. So this will probably be one we'll look at later. I mean, other than what we're doing right now, of course.
Right.
I'm apparently taking the long way around. I'm already here. That's a lot of eggies. You are Harris Elish, I assume. Well met and thank you for coming. My name, as you have obviously surmised, is Emitra. I am a member of the Sons of St. Koinak. Ours is a Sharlayan order that seeks the lost knowledge of the Allagan Empire. And in that regard, we have recently made a singularly important discovery at our dig site in Mordona. Salvaged from the ruins a set of ancient texts describing the existence of a set of Allagan mages known as summoners. These were arcane practitioners said to have the ability to siphon the essences of the primals and manifest the stolen energy as a biddable ally known as an Eggy. If we succeed in resurrecting such arts, then we might well hold in our hands the power to bring this age of conflict to an end. There is, however, as there always must be, one monumental obstacle to realizing this reality. In order to manifest these obedient incarnations of the Beastman's savage deities, we must first defeat a primal and capture its etheric essence. Thus, only one who can boast such a daunting achievement under his belt may even begin upon the path to becoming a summoner. Do you understand now why I called upon you? If you wish to contribute to my research, then come to me in the west of Byragot Strike, in southern Thanalan. There we shall conduct a ritual of summoning, the austerities of flame. Fun fact, this is Y'shtola's sister.
Yep.
Alright, Forgotten Spring. Out into the desert. Big open desert. Greetings to you once more, Harris. I had a feeling this unique opportunity would be nigh impossible for you to ignore. Let us proceed directly to the ritual, shall we? According to the records we recovered, the summoners of old would perform these rites in a land in which the naturally dominant element matched the aspect of the avatar they wished to call forth. Huh, that sounds familiar. Only in such a place might one sufficiently shift one's etheric balance in the desired direction. The element of fire is especially strong here in the Sagoli Desert. I can think of no land more fitting in which to summon an incarnation of the Lord of the Inferno. Before we begin, I must insist that you accept this gem. It may appear of little worth, but within its faceted depths dwell the memories of long-deceased summoners. It's the job, Crystal. Now you must focus. Visualize the ether flowing through you, a vibrant current of energy transforming into living fire. Hold this image in your mind, and in the raging heat of your life force shall spawn an eggy wreathed in flame. Be aware, however, that this nascent entity will appear before you unbound and hostile. It is your charge to overpower the Avatar and establish yourself as its master. path of the summoner is not, if not fraught with peril. Here we go. Even plays the Ifrit music. Heat is almost intolerable. Flame shiver. Nail! Ready. Got him.
And there you go.
Most impressive, Harris. Fireborn Eggy has submitted to your will. You have mastered the austerities of flame. That is no small feat. Pray, let us return to Apkalu Falls that we might further discuss your achievement. Back to Gridania. One is closer.
The amphitheater one, probably.
Yep. Not by much, but a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, neither was really super close. At least the ninja ones, it's not in the city state, so I can just take a mount over there and speed up the trip at least.
Yep. Aim for warrior, actually.
Yep. Yeah, warrior's another one. Hell, it's in Udall, but at least there's a more close enough to that.
Yep. This is truly a momentous occasion. You have rescued the lost art of summoning from the grasping mire of forgotten history. But you must know more of the avatar you have bound. In the ancient tongue of the Allegan Empire, it would be known as Ifrit Eggy. Eggy translates approximately to pure, or the essence of. In short, you have tamed a willful manifestation of Ifrit's raging fires. As you might expect from an entity born of the Lord of the Inferno, its avatar and its capacity for destruction should serve you well in your battles to come. Such an ally at your command, it is not too soon to take upon yourself the title of Summoner. You have proven yourself more than worthy of the soul crystal you now possess. Be that as it may, the road before you is long and arduous. To triumph in this age of conflict, you must needs master more than just the Eggy of fire. I suggest you next fix your gaze upon claiming a servant of unyielding stone. will, of course, necessitate you joining an expedition to defeat the primal known as Titan. The beloved divinity of the kobolds poses the greatest threat to Limsa. It is there that you shall find allies in your cause. The risks are great, but so too are the rewards. Topple the Lord of Craigs, and we may progress to the next stage of our historic research. Fair fortune to you, Harris. Now, she's basically saying we gotta go fight Titan.
Yeah. Which you're not going to be doing for a while.
Yep.
I said we have to keep skipping Saturdays because people can't show up, but...
Yep. Summon 3. And with that editing note, cut to the next quest. There we go. Summoner quest level 35, Austerities of Earth. Titan's essence influences your aura, Harris. I foresee no further obstacles preventing us from attempting the next ritual. Shall we proceed with the Austerities of Earth? I have every confidence that you will succeed in binding Titan Eggy to your will. According to my research, the most suitable location for the ritual is a place found in the southwest of Alder Springs in the North Shroud. A heretofore buried layer of ancient rock exposed by the violent upheavals of the calamity has lent the surrounding area an overwhelming earthen aspect. The conditions will be perfect. I will await you at our destination, Harris. Alder Springs, I believe, is North Shroud. Yep. Beep, 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 beep. And solo instance.
Yep.
The ritual you are about to perform is essentially no different from the Austerities of Flame. Instead of fire, however, you'll be concentrating on shifting your etheric balance towards the spectrum of Earth. Once you have achieved the required state of Earthen affinity, the primal's captured essence will tumble forth and coalesce into the stony form of Titan Eggy. As before, you must demonstrate unflinching authority if you would convince the newborn avatar to heed your commands. Let us begin. Big old chicken nugget. Come on. Almost got him. There we go. Oh, well done, Harris. Yep. I come in search of elegant relics, and what do I find but a pair of incompetent dabblers? By what just of fate did you chance across such undeserved power? And who might you be, sirs, so boldly question our accomplishments? If you have indeed unlocked the secrets of summoning, then you must be in possession of the very treasure I seek. How terribly convenient. I need only slay you both and take what I need from your bloody corpses. Gods below, a summoner, but how? Cease your infantile prattle. Continuation of my divine work far outweighs the worth of your pitiful lives. Summoner fight! Defeat the Dark Summoner. Yaddy. Why do you struggle so? Your unwillingness to accept oblivion but delays the inevitable. Heed me, Avatar of Infernal Flame. Incinerate these fools in all-consuming hellfire. What? Feel nature's fury, you vile blackguard. I tire of this childish game. Thank your gods for granting you another day of miserable existence. Smoke bomb. He's gone. What a decidedly unpleasant fellow. You'll learn how to summon Titan Eggy. Boop. Well, I suggest we return to Apkalu Falls. I have no desire to linger here and chance another encounter with whomever that deranged mage was. Back to Gridania. I must say, I did not expect to meet another practitioner of the summoning arts. And I also did not expect to suddenly be fighting for my life. What precious treasure do we carry that this callous stranger was so willing to kill us to possess it? Such mysteries aside, I am most glad you were able to secure Titan Eggy before the summoner decided to unleash his fiery avatar. Without his protection, I doubt we would have survived that conflagration. The Eggy of Earth, as was so aptly demonstrated, excels at defense. You should certainly take the time to explore its capabilities as well as limitations. Be careful, however, not to neglect your offense completely. Meanwhile, I shall confer with my colleagues in the Sons of St. Cognac and see what I might learn of that hostile summoner. Shall meet anon. Yay, new summoning spell. Okay. Level 40 Summoner Quest, Shadowing the Summoner. How fared you with your training, Harris? For my part, I had some success in uncovering the identity of our mystery attacker. I knew that our assailant was capable of summoning Ifrit Eggy, so I perused the records of past expeditions for those who claimed to have triumphed against the Lord of the Inferno. Of these victorious primal hunters, there were 8 names listed as present whereabouts unknown. After eliminating unlikely candidates based on race and gender, I was left with but a single name, Tristan. Assuming the records are accurate, this hero was once registered as a soldier in the Immortal Flames. As to how the man came by his skills as a summoner, or why he sought to kill us, however, I remain woefully ignorant. Nevertheless, I have witnessed him use the art of summoning for casual brutality, and that I cannot countenance. Power should never be employed for the sake of tyranny or personal gain. It was meant to oppose such evils. It is our responsibility to bring this Tristan to justice. Should we stand idle, his reprehensible actions could very well stain the good name of future summoners who have yet to answer their calling. The art itself could be outlawed, the very mention of it taboo. Now, through my inquiries, I was able to determine that a war comrade from Tristan's days in the military resides in Little Alamigo. I ask that you pay a visit to this former soldier and learn what he knows of our callous villain. To Little Alamigo! Wee, wee, wee. Down here. Yep. Oh well, seems like Tristan wasn't telling tall tales after all. He said I could expect some primal addled sod to show up and start asking questions. Why don't you stay here and play with some friends of mine? I have a message to deliver. It's all yours, ladies. Well. Well. You were set upon. The fiend is one step ahead of us. Later 10 years of dig site findings that Tristan warned his old allies long before he set foot in this settlement. They thought you one of the tempered, mortal in thrall to a primal's will. In addition to being ruthless, it appears that our opponent is highly intelligent, not quite as deranged as I first assumed. Such a level of planning hints at the existence of some greater scheme, but that is still all we know. For the moment, we must be content with the knowledge that he perceives us as a threat and is aware of our efforts to track it. Speaking of which, you did exceedingly well to survive the trap into which I blithely sent you. must apologize for my carelessness. I will not underestimate this man again. On a happier note, however, my efforts to decipher the elegant text proves the pace. Proceed apace. Here, you must read this. Their skills are already tried and tested against the Eggy. You should have little difficulty in mastering a secondary summoning technique such as this. Let's put this day's disaster behind us and focus on the wonders that lie ahead. Okay. Action learned. Outburst. Okay. Level 45 Summoner Quest, Elegant Attire. Greetings, Harris. Though it is good to see you, I am afraid I have yet to ascertain Tristan's ultimate objective. I only know that he is cunning and brutal, and will stop at nothing to achieve his purpose. As matters stand, we but chase after this man's shadow. Such a straightforward pursuit will, I believe, leave us ever one step behind. Our sole advantage is the treasure we possess that Tristan appears to covet. Eventually, his desire will bring him to us. Where and when Tristan will strike, I cannot say, but it is unlikely to be on a field of our choosing. Thus, I suggest we prepare for this inevitable conflict as best we may. As fortune would have it, the ruins of Mordona may have provided us with a new source of strength. Word among the Suns is that a set of Evoker's attire has been unearthed. Made during the reign of the Elegant Empire, these enchanted garments were sewn for the exclusive use of summoners. You can only imagine the degree to which they will enhance your already impressive powers. The man supervising the excavation efforts at St. Koinek's find, Rambros, is a dear friend of mine. In light of our circumstances, I am certain that he will consent to a request that you be allowed to don the attire. Shall we pay him a visit? I need to check my freaking gear quick. Okay, no, I'm good. Actually, am I? Okay, now I'm good. Off to Mordona! I'm going the wrong way. Ymitra. I suspected you would make an appearance before long. And I presume this fine gentleman is the new summoner I've heard so much about. Yes, hopefully the first of many. Now pray tell me, Rambros, has the discovery of Algan-made Evoker's attire been confirmed? It has. Truly an historical find. Then I would ask a boon of you, my friend. Recall the predicament of which I spoke. The chances of survival would be greatly improved if you would consider allowing Harris to wear the Algan garments. Well, he is a summoner, after all, and I must confess to no small degree of scholarly curiosity as to the effect the attire will have on one with the appropriate training. These finds, however, are the result of much sweat and even a few tears on the part of our excavation team. It's a frustrating task at times, and I fear they will be loath to part with the garments without some measure of recompense for their efforts. Allow me, though, to offer a solution. Metallic monstrosities of elegant construction known as Mirror Knights have risen from the dig sites scattered across Mordona. Needless to say, they pose a dangerous threat to our excavators. I suggest you speak with my 3 field researchers and dispose of any such nasty hindrances to their work. I dare say they will then gladly surrender the pieces of the attire they hold. Once I have confirmed our dig site suitably empty of armored horrors, I will see you rewarded with the garment that I myself recovered from the ruins. No, fuck off. Alright, time to fight. One of his wondrous pieces right here. You are most welcome to it. That's one down. Backhand. Alright, and that's two. Alright, back to Rambros. The champion of my researches returns. The ruins now free of mirror knights, the excavations can proceed at a far more satisfying pace. Trembling in fear for one's life makes it astonishingly difficult to handle ancient artifacts that have a tendency to crumble into dust. You have performed a valuable duty for us, Harris. As promised, you shall have the summoner's garment uncovered by my own hand as your reward. Yes, Symmetra mentioned that she would await you at Apkalu Falls. Seems there was no doubt in her mind that you would succeed here. How you doing over there, Red?
Right.
This was how the summoners of old were clad. Well, more or less. It is unfortunate the runes have yet to surrender the final piece to the Suns. Its garments. Aside from the coloring, they are identical to the garb Tristan wore. You'll find no edge against you through this equipment. Next you face that murderous cad, victory will be decided purely on who is the more talented summoner. To that end, it is time you drew on your experience of defeating the primal Garuda. Yes, her aura of fickle violence is palpable upon you. Daunting to imagine an Eggy born of the Lady of the Vortex. Such unpredictable ferocity should serve you well. I will search for a suitably airy location in which to perform the austerities of wind. You, my dear summoner, must needs prepare yourself body and mind for the trials ahead. I shall be waiting.
Yay.
Bing, bing. Alright.
Also, the screen is coming in really blurry here.
It is?
Yeah. Like, very digital. Okay, that's better.
Duly noted.
Yeah,
Size does in fact affect it.
Yeah, it's a lot better now.
Okay. Alright. Summon request level 45, Austerities of Wind. Since Garuda's restless essence railing within the confines of your etheric channels, it's time we granted it release with the Austerities of Wind. Thankfully, I already have in mind a location that well suits our elemental purposes. You are familiar with the floating city of Nim in Outer Lenosha. As you might imagine, the aspect of wind is entirely dominant in the area of those suspended isles. Pray make your way there as soon as you feel prepared. I'm quite excited to see this new Eggy.
Morty. Gotta get blown away with a wind agent, Morty.
Yeah. Shall we begin? I assume that as this is your third such experience, you have by now grown familiar with the steps of the ritual. Thus, as before, I would have you concentrate on shifting your etheric balance. Imagine the energy within you howling through your veins, an incessant gale of screeching wrath. Garuda's essence will be only too eager to harness those raging currents and shape them into a worldly avatar. Once Garuda Eggy has appeared, it falls to you to tame its fury. Love how it's even the boss music as you fight it.
Yep.
Oh look, I have stone skin. Never mind, there it goes. And down she goes.
Yep.
Duty complete. You learned how to summon Garuda, Eggy. Masterfully done, Harris. Garuda Eggy's power is now yours to wield. Your aptitude for the art of summoning has exceeded my highest expectations. I honestly could not have found a more valuable partner for my research. Let us return to Apkalu Falls. Sure you must be exhausted after this ordeal. pointless to do that. With the addition of Garuda Eki, you now command 3 powerful avatars. As you have no doubt realized, however, each of these entities has a particular role in which it excels. For Garuda Eki, that role is unleashing magic to strike down distant foes. I must admit to feeling equal parts joy and apprehension at how faithfully the summoned being displays the original primal's volatile disposition. Experiment with your Eki allies and the most effective use of their individual abilities will soon become clear. With such mastery at the art at your disposal, I shall almost pity Tristan when next he chooses to confront you. Before that time comes, however, I will endeavor to pierce the mystery of his motivations. May your discoveries bring you new confidence, Harris. Bam, 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 bam. Summoner Quest level 50, Primal Burdens.
Yay.
Harris, there has been a terrible incident. My poor colleagues at St. Cognac's Find murdered. The reports are confused, but they all mention the same black-robed attacker. You know as well as I do that Tristan is behind this massacre. He has indeed grown bold, or desperate, to commit such a brazen act. Just set off to Mordona at once and speak with any survivors. Maybe that we can glean some idea of what that cold-hearted monster was after, or where he might strike next. You must stop him, Harris. Off to Mordona. Hi.
Yep.
Alright. Yes, I am absolutely certain. It was the same Dark Summoner whom Ymitra described to us. We were celebrating a recent find, the soul crystal of an Allegan summoner, when a man in black robe suddenly appeared and demanded we surrender the gem. Naturally, we objected to this arrogant imposition, but he simply sneered at our refusal. Next moment, the world exploded into flame. Through a haze of agony, I saw him snatch up the soul crystal from a smoldering body and stride off toward the singing shards. The bastard slaughtered my friends. No warning, no negotiation. The gods grant you the chance to exact vengeance, then I pray you show him the same mercy he afforded us. Another soul crystal. Yes, it makes sense that he would shift his attention to a more easily obtainable gem. For all your progress, you would now make for a most formidable opponent. I must apologize for not sharing my theory earlier. I suspected that Tristan might desire the soul crystal you carry, but did not wish to draw any premature conclusions without sufficient evidence. I am at a loss, however, to explain why he seeks to collect more of these Allegan relics. So we'll just have to ask the villain himself after we corner him in the singing shards. Let us be on our way. Oh. God damn it. I have brought you the soul crystals, as promised. Oh no, an Asian. Yes, these appear to be authentic Allegan artifacts. Very well. I shall honor our bargain. From within these gems I will draw forth the memories of the ancient summoners, the slumbering essence of an elder primal. All the attendant knowledge and power shall be yours. Ah, the bumbling summoner and his competent lackey make an appearance at last. You think to capture me? Fools, I have orchestrated your every move. You've grown much in the art, it is true. Through the wisdom of the Paragons, I now command the power of an elder primal. Me to deal with the Paragons? You call us fools. The Asians will never relinquish their hold on you. Small price to pay. If you could but feel the strength that fills my entire being. It is indescribable. We'll use this power to annihilate the beast tribes and put an end to their insufferable rituals once and for all. Primals will rise no more. Hear me, demon king of devouring flame. Feed on my ever-burning anguish and be reborn. Culmination of my sacred duty is at hand. But first, there's one more soul crystal that must be mine. I'll tolerate its wasted potential no longer. Here we go. Whoa. Oh. I was about to say, his health went down real fast. Duty complete.
Hey.
All the memories of summoners past should have been unstoppable. I will sear the disease of beastmen from the face of the land. Deprived of worshippers, the primal that tempered my weak-willed sibling will wither into oblivion. So, I see my order's records were accurate. It was buried deep in the archives. I but recently uncovered a report that described how you slew your own brother. He was corrupted during your ill-fated encounter with Ifrit, was he not? Imagine your superiors in the Immortal Flames thought it a mercy to conceal that inglorious detail. Once the soft-headed fool had been tempered, there was no saving him, and thus I took it upon myself to expunge the stain of embarrassment. But my work is left undone. Primal. No, all primals must suffer for that insult. After I killed my brother, I found myself liberated, my vision clear. No deed was too vile if it promised to add to the power I required. How can you not see? I am the Sword of Vengeance, and I shall wrest that soul crystal from your blasted corpse. Eggy go Kabumi. I wonder which struck the first blow to his sanity, the despair at his brother's tempering or the guilt from slaying his own kin. It's ironic to think that, discounting the means, our purposes were fundamentally one and the same. Summoner employs the savagery of the primals to conquer the primals themselves. If Tristan approached us as an ally, we might have found ourselves aiding his cause. Alas, he chose to walk the path of bloodshed. Each vicious act must have pushed the man deeper into madness until, eventually, lust for power and vengeance was all that drove him. The might of the primals carries with it a burden of responsibility and a measure of danger. I hope never to see you corrupted by the potent energies you wield, Harris. It's time we return to Apkalu Falls. The Dark Summoner is no more. Oh, how I would love to declare all our troubles at an end, but I fear the Ascian with whom Tristan made his bargain is yet afoot. These so-called paragons prey upon men and women who are at their weakest, speaking honeyed words to lead them down the road to destruction. In this manner they seek to plunge the realm of Eorzea into chaos. It is reassuring to know that heroes like you exist to foil their never-ending schemes and foul plots. An outright war against the Ascians looms closer day by day. When does it ever? Thus I would have you armor yourself with the last piece of the Evoker's attire. It was discovered at the same dig whence Tristan seized the Soul Crystal. The St. Coinax find researchers, grateful for your actions in bringing the murdered summoner to justice, insisted that you complete your set. One can never be over-prepared when heading into battle against a paragon. Wear it proudly, Harris. Speaking of preparations, were you aware of the deeper layer of power hidden within your avatars? Technique exists that allow you to tap into the full potential of your Eggy. You must have seen Tristan employing this ability. During the final battle with the Dark Summoner, you would have heard a whisper emanating from the Soul Crystal. Still your mind now, Harris, and you will hear the voice of the ancient summoners instructing you in the greatest achievement. The true power of the Eggy will be yours. Bip, bip. And Kindle. This concludes Summoner Quest for Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. Blah, 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 get to Heavensward.